Can somebody tell me what's been going on in the latest episode of Uthando Nesthembu?
Ngiyangidina because akekho umuntu omthethisile and akekho umuntu omphoqile but angimazi ukuthi wayekhala.
Sina usine wengevesini usine.
Angicela lutho. Ingoba vele nale trip nje bengayihlelelanga bengekho right for you.
Because from calling uma wakho your mother okuzalayo a thing, an object.
Imagine calling your mom a thing. A thing. You know what's a thing, ne? Okay. This is a thing. A thing is an object. Kana thandwa ngazulu uhambile lokho.
When did we get here? When did we get to a point where Uthando sekazodelela uma wakhe? I did not think there would come a time where umntwana wakasne would come for her in that manner and say the thing that she said, and for them to just laugh about it as kids. That was disrespectful.
To Mangwabe promising to beat her child in front of everyone in the family tree. To Mpumelelo continuing to show disrespect towards his father. It seems that things just keep getting worse in Uthando Nesthembu. And all I'm wondering is, if it's this bad when the cameras are rolling, I wonder what happens when the cameras get turned off. You see, if you've not watched this episode, then you're missing out on a lot, because a lot of things happened in this episode that really show us what exactly living Kamtombeni is like. You see, the episode was sort of pretty promising actually. It started off with Uthando and the latest wife going out on a spa date just to make sure that they grow and better their relationship, which I find quite funny because in the previous episode, Uthando was talking about the fact that the latest wife is not her friend or even her mother-in-law. So for her tune to change so quickly struck me as something very interesting. However, as the day progressed and they got their massages, things seemed to go pretty well between the both of them. And I can really see that they're both really fostering a good relationship among them. They seem to really enjoy each other's company outside of Mselegu being there. And they seem to genuinely get along together, which is more than we can say for when all the wives are combined. However, while this date between Uthando and the latest wife went well, I was completely shocked at how the next date went between Mtombeni, Umayeni, Mangwabe and Umakhumalo, because what happened in this date took me completely off guard. You see, I was expecting that when all of these wives met together, there would be hell to pay. However, the date didn't go as I expected. You see, on this day, they were just going to take part in a fun activity of molding clay. And I have to say, personally, watching this segment, I can see that the wives get along pretty well. It seemed as though they were genuinely enjoying themselves and they were enjoying each other's company. It completely shocked me because the way we've been seeing the past episodes, I would have thought there would have been more turmoil within this house. But clearly, they're getting along pretty well during this date. It clearly shows that when they do something that they all find enjoyable and just for a moment forget about the politics within the house, they can genuinely have a lot of fun with each other. However, don't let all the smiles and pleasantries fool you, because in the next segment, things would completely take a devastating turn.
Why usne ezile if kukuthi akafuni uku-engage nathi?
Mengihleli nomndeni wami njalo nje kuhla kunenkinga angikuthandi nje kahle kahle.
You see, because now the big family trip has arrived. What Mtombeni has planned for so long has finally come to fruition, where he would have wished to get an opportunity with all his family together. It's clearly happened. So what could go wrong? Everything. Starting off the segment, we can obviously see Mnini's lovely personality shining through. Even Mayeni said it herself that whenever Mnini is around, even though he's got such a bubbly personality, it does brighten the mood a little bit. Because whenever he's not there, things between the wives as a collective get very sour.
Kodwa ke uzosenza ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sibe right, singafani nengu njengakwe breakfast ngoba kwe breakfast is end up esimuncu.
However, the pleasantries wouldn't unfortunately last. So now with the families getting settled around the campfire, things actually did look pretty good. You see, at the beginning of this, everyone was laughing, dancing, making jokes with one another. It seemed like everything was going to plan. Everything was going really well. Snare was even there laughing with the family. Mtombeni was there enjoying everybody's company. Things were going really good. For just a moment, for just a second, everyone forgot their issues. Everyone forgot their problems. However, when it was time for the children to show off their traditional dance moves, Utibasine, Mawande, for some reason, didn't feel very comfortable. In fact, while she's doing a dance routine, she started crying, and this rubbed Mangwabe the wrong way. And Mangwabe sees this and doesn't take this very lightly. In fact, she gets up of her seat and she goes to confront her child very quickly, saying if she doesn't stop crying this very moment. And this completely took the child off guard. She was not expecting to hear that response from her mother, because the truth of the matter is children are different. While you do have Omnini and other children who are going to be very open and bubbly and they'll want to be the center of attention when anything is happening, other children are unfortunately not like that. And bayathinteka kalula if they have to do something in front of others.
Ukhalelani?
Abantu abafana.
Yini ekhalisayo kumnandi kusini? Yini ekhalisayo? Ngase ngibuza wena uthi ukhalelani, uyangibona ngikhala mina.
And I think Mawande didn't like at that moment that she was the center of attention and all eyes were on her. However, Mangwabe's response completely took me off guard, and it would only get worse after this. However, shortly after this, Usne would do something unexpected, and he would start protesting the fact that he didn't really like to be at the family event. And he just didn't enjoy being there because of how people have treated him in the past and how now they're just pretending to be at peace and harmony with one another. And when Usne left, her child said something that was completely shocking.
That is so disrespectful. Uthando, girl.
Girl, what was awkward?
And it completely shocked everyone around her, because it was unexpected for a child to speak so ill about her mother.
And Usne is not everyone's cup of tea, right? And understandably so, because given the things that she's done and she's said about people. But now, your own child disrespecting you like that the moment you walk away in front of other adults.
And I was wondering, what are people saying in the comment section below about this child saying all of this about her mother? And you'd have one comment that would say, Thando is just saying what she hears from the rest of her family. And a lot of people agreed with this comment, because this comment gained 1,400 likes. And another more reasonable comment saying, big up to Umbilo for seeing that this is wrong. The adults are just laughing and not reprimanding. And another comment saying, Yini ehlekisayo la. But one comment would help me put into perspective everything that's been happening behind closed doors in this family. And this comment would say, now I believe Usne lento ayeyisho ngalaba. This comment alone lets me understand why Usne is not happy about this family meeting. Because while on camera everybody is smiling and laughing together, the truth of the matter is, again, like I've been saying, we don't know how these people act behind closed doors. We don't know what they do to each other when the cameras are turned off. All we have to go off of is how they are on camera. This completely took me by surprise, because I wasn't expecting Snare's own child to say this about her. And I can only imagine the conversation after and how disappointed Usne is in what her child has to say. It really goes to show that her child is being molded by the perspectives of those around her. At the end of the day, it's really unfortunate what's happening with Uthando Nesthembu, because we can see the deterioration of this family happening right in front of us. While Mtombeni is trying his best to keep the family together, it seems like family politics and emotions get the better of them. I can only wonder, I can only imagine where this family is going to be in the next few episodes, because the way they're moving right now doesn't give me much hope.
Usne set against la, because umakhumalo nawe ni problem empilweni yakhe. Manje mase ngimbona la ukhulume noMacele.
Vele kubaba nje into mekenzeka uhlala kuyona ngaphela iminyaka u5 eloke ekhuluma angayeki. So ukuseyayivusa ke indaba ke manje.